I recently got a reel a few days ago on like my For You page that went over kind of essentially like what is your like what if you can only take one song from every Kanye album? Like what would it look like if you did that? And I kind of got me thinking like what would it look like? Because see, I don't think it's as simple as I'm just gonna take my favorite song from every one of the albums and put them on, because I feel like then it doesn't feel like a cohesive album. So today I want to go in. I want to make what, in my opinion, if I had to pick one song from every Kanye album, yes, even Vultures 1 and 2, what would it be? So yeah, the way this is gonna work. So I have the album right here and the bench, and I'm gonna go down for each album, and I'm gonna pick what song I would take. And I'm gonna explain my thought process, like ones I thought about taking, but ones I didn't end up taking. And also at the end, I'm gonna be doing like my order, like how would I put these tracks together? Because maybe some I pick, they won't like make sense until I have other ones that sort of, in my opinion at least, put it together. So yeah, starting, we're just gonna go in most recent. So let's start with the College Dropout, arguably his best, one of the greatest albums ever made. The ones I was really considering were All Falls Down, Family Business, where is it? Through the Wire. Where did I put Family Business? And then there's so many good songs from this album, so it was kind of difficult. But in my opinion, these were the three I was looking at. And Family Business, for me, I love this song so much, but I think Kanye has a lot of songs where he talks about his family. And in this album, I want to kind of have a lot of the aspects that make like Kanye's music all together. Because obviously you got to think so many of these songs like don't sound anything like each other. So it's like almost difficult. But some of the messaging, I think I had to eliminate Family Business. And for me, it was down to All Falls Down and Through the Wire. This is tough. I actually originally had All Falls Down, but once I picked the rest, I kind of realized low-key Through the Wire, in my opinion, I think just makes... I mean, it talks about his accident, like, it talks about his drive, it talks about his passion, like... I feel like this song, like, was almost the beginning. Like, I feel like Through the Wire has to be on the album. So that's what I'm going to be taking. But next up, we got Late Registration. And this was like his second album. This one was pretty difficult as well. I had Hey Mama. I had We Major. And then this might be one you might be surprised. I did have Drive Slow, and then I had Touch the Sky. Heard Him Say I almost thought about, but then I feel like Heard Him Say would have to be an intro track, and I feel like he has stronger intro tracks from other albums. So these are the four I had. Starting with Drive Slow. Good song. I just think like overall, like Kanye doesn't have too much rapping on it, and I love the song a lot, but I feel like just overall to the rest of the song, like this album is going to almost be like all these songs are almost about Kanye. So I feel like for me, Drive Slow just couldn't make it. Another song I love is Touch the Sky. This one was really close for me because I feel like especially this is a really good like you almost like you get to the intro, you get through one, and then you are like it's almost the beginning song and it gets you like hype, like oh shit, like he's got just really energetic rapping. But for me, I looked at the rest of the album and I was kind of like I think there are songs that I feel like I would rather have over it. And with Hey Mama, this was this is by far one of the closest in all of them. Because I made like demos for this shit, and Hey Mama was on like 3 of them, but I ended up choosing We Major only because his mom is super important, obviously, but I just felt like We Major, it's just such an like anthem track. Like I don't like Kanye, like I don't like, it just feels like this like orchestraic song, and I feel like on this album it's kind of like perfect. I guess I feel like We Major I had to include. All right, this one, oh my god, dude, it's so hard with so many of these. It's like I want to include like half the album, but we have Good Morning, what was it, Can't Tell Me Nothing, Drunken Hot Girls, I'm just kidding, Flashing Lights, Homecoming, and then Good Life. 5, I just keep fucking increasing it. Can't Tell Me Nothing, a lot of people love this song. I'm a big fan of it. Like Kanye, you know, almost in the words like you can't say shit to me like I'm great, like, you know, it's like, excuse me, was you saying something? You can't tell me nothing. I enjoy it a lot, but to me, and it's almost kind of my own personal taste, I just didn't feel like I didn't feel like it does fit, I think, with Kanye as a whole, but I don't know, I just didn't want to include it. Similar reasons to Good Life. I don't know. You know, we're taking songs from like literally 20 years of album releases. And to me, I guess that I looked at all of it and I feel like Graduation almost weirdly felt out of place in some ways, except Good Morning. I feel like Good Morning is just this album is absolutely perfect. This is one where it's like Good Morning isn't even like my favorite off the album, but I just like it fits too perfectly with this album. Yeah, I love that. I Wonder was also a consideration, but Kanye, it definitely, like, that's one of those more almost like introspective songs, and Kanye has a lot of those, so that's what was difficult for me. But yeah. All right, next up, this is an album, and I definitely might be getting this one wrong because I don't have, like, out of almost all his albums, this is the one I've spent the least amount of time with, but I'm gonna go with Heartless. It might be basic, but I just think like this song like just is gonna have like bangers on it, and I feel like Heartless, with maybe the direction I want to go with this album, I felt like Heartless worked pretty well. I could see people want to include like Streetlights, RoboCop, or maybe Coldest Winter, but I'm personally going to choose Heartless. Maybe that's just me. I didn't have the Good Music album. I didn't have it in here. I'll be honest, I haven't listened to all of it. I've listened to a lot of these songs. I would probably pick New God Flow, but again, I didn't have that on here, and I feel like honestly I don't know if I'd want to pick it for the rest. But now we got Watch the Throne, and for me this was, I either had No Church in the Wild or Otis. I think No Church in the Wild, honestly, I think is an amazing intro, and I definitely like thought about it, but then I think when I came back to Graduation, I sort of like Good Morning, I think is a really good intro, and better, I think, than that. And I think Otis is just a little bit more like, I don't know, just sort of like a little like braggadocious, just a little bit more like Kanye, I guess. Obviously it has Jay-Z on it as well. It's a collab album, but yeah, I'm gonna pick Otis over it. And I can't believe I forgot the greatest album ever made. Oh, fucking hell. This was one of the hardest ones. For this, I had Dark Fantasy, Gorgeous, Power, Devil in a New Dress, Runaway, and where is it? All of the Lights. Most of the album I considered for this. And for me, I'm just gonna walk through my simple, like, I could see anyone wanting all of these. So I'm just gonna sum it up quickly. All of the Lights, I didn't feel like fit with the rest of the message of the album, or what I'm maybe trying to say a little bit. So I took that out of there, especially because I feel like Otis and All of the Lights, like, almost kind of were similar. So yeah. Dark Fantasy, I just think Good Morning. I think Dark Fantasy has to be an intro. And honestly, I maybe even like it more than Good Morning. But obviously I can only pick one per, and I think Good Morning is just a really good intro. So I picked that. Honestly, Gorgeous, I just think they're better songs. Straight up. Also, obviously, we're going to get another song with Cudi. Soon, because obviously we're gonna have Kids See Ghosts. So yeah. Oh, this one was these three, man. Fuck. It's honestly maybe weird what you might think my thought process is weird, but I honestly, Devil in a New Dress, I could see you. I'll be honest, this could be like bias. Setting me on the fact Runaway is such an iconic song, but I feel like you put this on an album. This is like, it's like, bro, everyone knows Runaway. Like, you know that piano key is so iconic. Any person that is a fan of that song, you play that key, they react. I mean, dude, there's a reason like Kanye during the Vultures era, literally he would use that as like quiet down stadium. He would use that key. And to be honest, that is why I chose it over Power. These two were battling so much, but for me, it's Runaway, man. I mean, it's Runaway for me. All right, then we move on to Yeezus, and Yeezus was very hard because all of these songs sound so different. And I think from this side, this was almost a turning point on what I want the album to look like, or what I want it to maybe be about. Because I feel like you could use this to like sort of say like this is the experiment. Like Kanye is super experimental. He's an innovator, generally. But for me, I felt like a lot of these songs are all so like innovative, and I feel like you could argue a lot of that is shown in a lot of the other songs along with their added message. And I think from maybe where I'm going as just an album overall, I did end up choosing Bound 2 for the album. That might be controversial since I know we have fucking Black Skinhead, New Slaves, Hold My Liquor, but even On Sight, but again, I felt like so many of them felt out of place in the album, and I felt like Bound 2 honestly just fit in the most. So yeah. But next we move to what is it? The Life of Pablo, and this was another really hard one. For me, the main one was Ultralight Beam, No More Parties in LA, Saint Pablo, and where is it? Father Stretch My Hands. And man, fuck. This was so hard. I feel like for me, this is my thought process again. There's just so many good songs from this era. But Good Morning, I felt like a lot of the intro, Kanye has really good intro tracks. And honestly, a lot of the answers why Ultralight Beam would get eliminated is literally just because of Good Morning. It's not even Ultralight Beam's fault at all. Kanye has like a lot of songs that talk about God as well. And they will be on this album. So that's kind of my thought process. I felt like I wanted more that summed up this era a little bit more, maybe, and a little bit more about Kanye. And that's why I eliminated Father Stretch My Hands as well. And fucking hell. This was one I was like, I'm gonna come back to at the end of the album. And I ended up choosing Saint Pablo. And mainly, I think it's just like, that song is just purely about Kanye. All of that, and No More Parties in LA, it has Kendrick on it, is such a fucking banger. Amazing rapping ability, but to me, for what the album's gonna look like, Saint Pablo, I think, fit the best. FML was also really close. I didn't end up including it in like the honorable mentions, but that would be like the honorable mentions, if you know what I mean. Next we move to Ye, his most probably introspective album. This is maybe just pure bias for me. It was Violent Crimes or Ghost Town, and if you don't know, Ghost Town is my favorite Kanye song of all time. So for me, I'm picking Ghost Town for it. I think Ghost Town works decently well as well, but yeah. Next we move to what is it? Obviously, arguably is like most concise and perfect album. Or maybe just like concise, but for me, this is another one. I don't have as much time. Like, honestly, I haven't come back. This is like amazing. This album is amazing, and to me, you have amazing songs like Fire, Cuddy Montage, Reborn, Fourth Dimension. I love Fourth Dimension so much, but for me, I just picked Reborn. I just thought, like, just looking at the rest of the album, I thought Reborn worked decently well. So yeah, that's what I ended up picking. Next up we have Jesus is King, and to me, this was the one I'm like, this is God, pretty much all about God. So this will purely be for her, like, just trying to show his deep love of God, and I don't think there's any song more emotional about him talking about God than God is. It almost feels like in that song, like, Kanye is like screaming out like he is my redeemer, like, this is my God-given right, thank you Jesus won the fight. Like, beautiful song, perfect song in my opinion. Yeah, just shows his love of God so perfectly. Now we have Donda, and this was the second hardest, in my opinion, to pick. However, I ended up there were so many honorable mentions actually. First off, we had Jail, really close. I had Off the Grid, just clinical banger. I did have Praise God. I don't know. I was a little iffy about Praise God. Hurricane, of course, Life of the Party, and a lot of these other ones I was they were like, oh man, maybe Come to Life, Pure Souls, 24 were close, but to me, a lot of them are about like God and family, and I feel like some of them were maybe touched like a little bit in other songs or in other ways. And I think that's where I sort of came with it. I was looking for a song I think that would really cover his mom. And to me, it was obviously either Hey Mama or Life of the Party. And I looked at it all and I said, I think I'm going to go with Life of the Party. I think that song is absolutely perfect. It's beautiful. Andre 3000, like, really great bars from both Kanye and Andre, obviously, but legendary song, like 30 out of 10. Crazy that Drake thought that song was ass. Next, we have Vultures, and Vultures 1 was a little bit easier than Vultures 2, but for me, I had Stars and Burn. Those are the only ones I really thought. I think Stars is a beautiful intro track, one of his best, genuinely. But like I said for so many, I just think Good Morning is just too amazing. And Stars is a little slow, and also Kanye does have that bar about the Jews, which even I would rather not stay away with that. That's Ye, not Kanye. That's Glaze, but So yeah, Burn. I mean, I think he keeps up with the rapping ability as well of a lot of these songs. It literally does sound like the old Kanye. And yeah, that's kind of why I picked it. And now the final one on this album is Vultures 2. And this was tough, man. This was tough. I wanted no AI on this, so Sky City was immediately removed. I wanted the mixing to maybe not be that bad. So Field Trip is kind of off. We have Bomb on here. My Soul, not the beginning of My Soul is kind of cool with the updated drums, but that's kind of it. 5:30, the first verse would probably get in, but then you have that second half, and either you're getting AI or you're getting the mumble. And I've listened to the mumble for a while, but if you look at this album, the rest of the album, and you all of a sudden are getting you're getting dun dun that are going in and I'm going in and I'm going in dun dun that are holding in dun dun. I can't take it. You can't be having that. For me, I feel like just the most Anthuic or whatever, I just chose River. I do think River is the best from the album, but I think it also just is the best for this. So yeah. Now I'm going to quickly I'm gonna move the album into what I would probably what the listening order would be. So yeah. All right, and there we go. This is what my opinion, if I had to pick one song, this is what it would be. So we got Good Morning, Through the Wire, Burn, We Major, Bound to, Heartless, Runaway, River, Reborn, Ghost Town, God Is, Otis, Life of the Party, and St. Pablo. I mean, essentially, I think a lot of this album takes a lot of the themes from a lot of his music. He talks about God. He talks about like his drive. I guess he talks about his family. I think this overall, I like the way this album starts and I like the way it ends. I felt like, in my opinion, Life of the Party into St. Pablo is one of the best transitions. In my opinion, I also, ironically, I liked I really liked River into Reborn as well. River, Reborn, Ghost Town, God Is. They all came from the same era, kind of, so they all sound similar. So that's kind of why they all sort of were merged together pretty well. But yeah, there's this little part in the Wind where Kanye is he's talking about girl, Kim, or women or family a little bit with Bound to, Heartless, Runaway. But yeah, I feel in my opinion, this balances probably the best of every Kanye album. Yeah, let me know what y'all think. I feel like this one definitely, probably people wouldn't like it that much, but yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think, but yeah, that's all I got.